Hello and welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop Streamed, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today we're playing through Marvel Champions. So I'm here with my daughter Allison. Say hello, Allie.
Hi.
So Allie, what were we doing earlier today?
We were watching Avengers movies.
We were watching Avengers movies. So we saw Age of Ultron. You were super excited to see that.
We're on Civil.
And now, yeah, we started watching Civil War also. But we took a little bit of break, so we weren't just on screen all day today before we got going. But we decided we were going to play some Marvel's Champions. So we're all about Marvel today. Now, this video is actually going to be better for players who are new to the game. I'm going to do a little bit more explaining than I normally do. I am also going to... I'm going to kind of talk you through like how to get started. We've also chosen the first villain that's in the game. We've also chosen the first heroes that are in the starter box. So this game that we are playing right now can be played just... Allison, please stop flipping that. Allison, seriously? I need to go over this. So, all right. So this game can be played right out of the box. This is the starting decks for these heroes. Allie, why don't you go ahead and draw your 6 cards? So Allie's going to play as Carol Danvers, also known as Captain Marvel. I am playing as T'Challa, also known as Black Panther. And so there are some things when you first see your card that you should know. On the very bottom of the card there, it says hand size of 6. Now that's going to be different when you're on your hero side. For both of these heroes, they're hand size of 5 on the other side. So Allie, why don't you go ahead and draw up your 6 cards and look through those. The first thing you're allowed to do is mulligan. So I've already done a mulligan, and I decided I didn't want 2 of the cards I originally had, so I took them out of my deck, and then I discarded them, and I drew back up to my hand size. So Allison, you can do the same thing. Go ahead and discard any of those cards you don't want.
Dad, I need something.
Yeah.
Do you want this?
No, we don't need any first aid or any plus allies or any of that stuff, because I don't have an ally for this first turn. You may want to keep your cards with lightning bolts on the bottom, though, because you do have energy channel. I mean, you could just build up a big one of those. That's your call, though. So we are playing against Rhino, who is the first enemy out of the box. So this is the first thing you're going to do. You're going to draw your hand. You're going to set up. In the enemy deck, it'll kind of tell you how to walk your way through it, but right here on the break-in card, it recommends the bomb scare encounter set, which we have put in there. We also Allie, please stop clicking.
All right.
We have also so it says setup advanced to stage 1B. We also put in the starting cards in there, and we are doing the break-in. Allie, do you want to read this, or you want me to read it?
I'll read it. Rhino is trying to smash through the facility while steal a shipment of vibranium. We must stop him.
Yes. So we must stop Rhino from coming in and doing vibranium. Now, sometimes there's multiple stage cards, but in this one, there's only one. We are trying to... So the villain is trying to win by getting to 7 threat on this encounter per player. Allie...
Sorry.
And we are trying to win by defeating Rhino, not just once, but he actually has a second form as well. So we're trying to beat 2 forms of Rhino. So you ever seen those movies where you like beat up the enemy and they're all beat up on the side of the road and then they come back stronger than before? That's exactly what's going to happen here. There's going to be kind of a halfway point where we defeat the first form. I say halfway point, but it usually happens closer to the end of the game, because usually this is a game of building up, and once you've built up a pretty good infrastructure, you can usually go pretty fast on the second half. So Rhino is a no mess around villain. He doesn't really have a lot of allies that he comes with. He just kind of smashes you. He becomes tough himself. He heals himself. So you notice on the bottom of Rhino card, it says 14 hit points, and then there's a little person there. That's per player, and that's why there's 28 hit points total. And I'll just kind of walk you through the steps of what we're going to do as we're doing it. So this will be kind of a learn as you go. Allie, have you done your mulligan? Yep. And have you drawn back up? Not yet. All right, so Allie's got this first player marker next to her, so that means she's going to go first. And Carol Danvers, so you have an alter ego side and you've got a hero side. So right now we're on the alter ego side, and some actions will say, so if you look at this card right here, Energy channel, it says max 1 per player, meaning you can only have 1 in play at a time. And there's an action on there, which means you can do it at any time. It doesn't cost exhausting any cards or anything else. So to do that, and then you'll see hero action, attack, and then it says to do something different. So what hero action means is when you're on your alter ego side, and you'll see like kind of right on the lower right of the picture there, it says alter ego. Here it says hero when you're on the Captain Marvel side. So you can only do that action when you are on your hero side. All right, so...
Did you put this out? I didn't.
Yeah, go ahead and push the 1 and draw it back into your hand, and you're good to go.
I did. Oh!
Push 1.
Oh, yeah.
When you're over top of it, push 1.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, so you ready to go? Allie, why don't you go ahead and take the first turn? So on your player's turn, you can do these in any order. You can play cards by paying their cost. So if you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner of the card, there is a cost. So like this card here costs 1, this card costs 0, this card costs 2. Doesn't matter what resources you pay. In the lower left of each of these cards is a resource cost on the bottom, or a resource that it generates. So these all generate energy over here for Allison. This one actually generates 3 energy. That's all this card does. This one generates science. That's the little blue symbol in the lower left corner there. And this one generates attack power, or fists. Or
This one has 3 energy. Look.
yeah, that one's pretty cool. All right, Allie, why don't you go ahead? So one of the options on your turn is playing cards. Another one is triggering trigger and request actions. So you can take actions, as we said. So Allie's about to take an action, I think. So she played this card for 0 cost, and you notice the top action says spend X resources to put X energy counters here. So she's going to spend 3 resources to put 3 energy counters on there. And she can have a maximum, well, it doesn't say there's a maximum, but really there's a maximum of 5 on it. You having trouble there? Oh, sorry. All right. Put it on there. And 3, and then go ahead and discard that. Now, Allie, don't forget, when you're on both sides, you may have special actions. So hers, she has an action here. Again, it's an action. She doesn't have to exhaust or do anything to do it. Choose a player to draw a card. You gonna draw that yourself?
I got this card, which I can use for energy. Since I don't...
Yes, you can. You have a lot of stuff you can use for energy. You know, I usually don't... Go for it.
Yeah. Energy...
Oh, you can potentially do Haymaker, too, which is another 3 damage.
This one, I don't know what I'm going to spend on it.
Well, I mean, does it really matter? You're not going to do any of the other ones, probably, so...
Yeah, this one has thwart, so we don't need that, so I'll spend this one.
Yeah, so what thwart does is remove threats from schemes, but they haven't gone toward their scheme. Oh, I did explain. Their goal is to get to 14. Oh, so you spent 2 to do Haymaker. Well, you can't do that if you notice it says hero action. So you got to be on your hero side. Once per turn, you can flip from alter ego to hero, or from hero to alter ego. So she's flipping over now. So now she's Captain Marvel, and she does her Haymaker. So it does 3 damage. So removes the enemy's health by 3.
I'm going to use my Captain Marvel ability.
Uh-huh.
For attack 2.
Okay, so you'll notice there are 3 stats on there. There's thwart, attack, and defense. So attack removes health, thwart removes threat from the scheme, and defend lets you defend against their attacks. And we'll show you that in a minute, because I'm Black Panther. I typically like to defend. You adding 1 more resource to that? Okay. Are you going to do your hero action?
I'm going to do 10 damage on him.
Okay, so hero action attack. Discard energy channel to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So basically, she had 5 counters on it. She's spending all 5 counters and discarding that card to do double the amount of damage as there were counters on there. So 10. So boom. We have started off by wrecking Rhino right out of the start. Captain Marvel came out.
Excuse me, you have not been wrecking him. Thank you very much. I have.
That is correct. That is correct. I haven't done anything yet. So I've done a few things ahead of time. I've discarded some cards, and you're going to see how different these heroes are. Allison's hero does have some build-up with cards like Energy Channel, but she really has a lot of cards that just do stuff now, whereas I'm going to be building up a little bit more. So you notice I have 2 double energy resource cards. I'm going to spend 1 of them. And, I'm sorry, I was saying, my setup, I get to search my deck for any Black Panther upgrade and add it to my hand. And that's the only thing I can do. So I grabbed one of my upgrades over here. So I'm going to spend 2 resources, 3 resources. So you notice there's 2 at the bottom of this card and 1 here. They don't have to match. They do in this situation, but you'll see in a minute that they don't have to match to put the helicarrier down. And what the helicarrier does is exhaust the helicarrier, choose a player, reduce the resource cost of the next card they play. And you notice it says choose a player. I don't have to play actions on my turn. So see here where it says trigger and request actions. You can actually request somebody else takes an action on their turn as well. And you'll see, like, if Allie has to draw a card or something, she can do that while I'm doing my turn, or if she has a card. So I'm going to reduce the cost of my next card, and I'm going to pay another resource to put out one of my upgrades. And then I'm going to pay 2 resources there to put out another upgrade. Now, Black Panther works a little differently. He has these cards called Wakanda Forever, and actually, I ended up with 2 of those in my starting hand, ironically. I'm not going to find them now, but basically, there are 2 at the bottom, which I just discarded, because they're great later in the game, and they're great once you get through your deck. So what Wakanda Forever does is trigger all of my upgrades at once. So they kind of go in a chain, where you start with one of them. You could start with any one, and you do them one at a time until they're all resolved. And you can do that multiple times per turn if you have multiple Wakanda Forevers. So it's pretty neat. So, I mean, as you can see already, he's going to be one that takes a little bit longer to build up, but I have a pretty good infrastructure already, having 2 upgrades and a helicarrier out early. So this one does 2 damage, or 4 if it's the final step of the sequence. So if I decide to activate this first and this second, then instead of just doing 2 damage, this is going to do 4 for every time I play Wakanda Forever, which again, I could play 3 or 4 in a turn potentially. And this one here says remove a threat from a scheme, 2 instead if it's the final step of a sequence. So again, I'll be able to do all of this every time I play Wakanda Forever. So that's pretty neat. So I'm going to flip over as well. I'm not doing very much damage on my alter ego side. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. I attack for 2 damage. Hey, I was useful. Look at that. I got him down to 11.
Yay.
All by myself.
That's 2 damage. I need like 57.
Yes, but my 2 damage brought him down to 11. Your 2 damage, your damage only brought him down to 13. Is that the way math works? Is that daddy math? All right, so we've done 3 of these things already. Actually, we've done all 4 of these things. So on your turn, you can do these in any order. You could play cards you've seen. Please don't do that so I can show what we're doing. I know. You could play cards. You could trigger or request actions. You could use your basic power over here, or recover. So if you're on your other side, if you've lost health, that recover stat lets you get that much health back. So you can heal yourself back up. You can use basic thwart, attack, or recovery powers, we just said, or you could change your form once per round. So we did that. So after all players have finished their turns, each player simultaneously, so we do this at the same time, discard any number of cards from your hand. Allie, how many cards you got in your hand? None, right? None. Me none either. All right, so we're not discarding any cards. Then we draw up to our hand size. So again, your hand size changes on your hero form. So I'm only drawing 5. Allie is 2. So we're going to draw our 5 cards. Wow, we did that exactly the same time. It's like we've done this once or twice before. And then you ready each of your exhausted cards. Now, exhausting cards means turning it sideways when you attack, or something might say exhaust your card to do this. You turn it sideways. This mod has a pretty cool button where you just hit the ready button and it readies everything at once. All right, so now the villain's going to take their turn. That's 1 turn for us. So that is the hero phase, and now we're going to do the villain phase. So let's start at the beginning. Place threat on the main scheme. All right, so we look up here at the main scheme. You'll notice it says 0 in this bottom box here. That means it starts with 0 threat on it. And actually, I didn't go over... Wait, why is he... Allison.
I didn't do that for 1
That's fine. All right, so he starts with 0 here, and then you'll notice the up arrow shows 1 per player. That means at the beginning of each phase, it is going to increase 1 per player, so it increases twice to go up to 2. So there's 2 threat on the scheme. Remember, when we get to 14, we lose. The only other way we can lose is if we both get knocked out. So I have 11 health. Allison has 12 health. If we lose all of that health, we are knocked out. If one player's knocked out, the other one can keep playing. But yeah, you keep going until either that threat goes to the top, we knock out 2 of his forms, or all of our characters get knocked out. All right, so the villain and each engaged minions activates with each player. All right, so first thing it's going to do is, because she is on her hero side, she's actively fighting with Rhino, so he is going to attack her. You'll notice he has a scheme value too. If she was on her alter ego side, then instead of attacking, the villain would have schemed and add more threat to this scheme. Because nobody's slowing him down, he has time to go ahead and focus on what he's trying to do, which is breaking in and stealing the vibranium shipment. So, but because we're both on her hero side, he's going to actually attack both of us. Now, Allison has a choice. If she had allies out, which none of us have seen any allies yet, but if we did have allies out, you could block with those allies and they would take all the damage. Which is really good if you get... So allies have a limited number of health, usually like 1 to 3. And so, you know, if they have 1 health left, they could block like a 4 or 5 damage attack, which is great. But at this point, it's not very useful because we don't have any allies. So we can't block with them. So Allie, I could block for Allison if I wanted. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to block for myself. I'm going to be selfish. So... I know you like to flip more than I do, so I'm going to let you do that. Okay, so Allison's going to take the attack now. Are you going to decide to defend yourself? If she defends herself, she would have to exhaust herself, meaning she wouldn't be able to thwart or attack during her turn because you unexhaust at the end of your turn only. And it would only prevent 1 damage. I'm sorry, babe. What are you saying?
Don't we get an exclamation mark guy?
Yes. So because he is attacking for 2, are you going to block or no? Defend? Mm-hmm. You're not going to defend, right?
I will block. Plus the additional, not only his damage, but the additional damage from the card.
Right. So we're going to just, hold on, I already got the card. So we look in the bottom right, so it's 1 additional damage because there's 1 little triangle. Forget everything else on this card except what's on the bottom right. So he's doing a total of 3 damage to you. Go ahead and reduce your health by 3. Don't increase it by 3. That would be cheating. So Allie starts with 12 hit points. That's the max she can get. All right, just to show you how this works when you're defending for yourself. Actually, I'm going to get armor, so I want to defend next turn. Oh, wait. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effects. The villain attacks you instead. Huh. All right. So that's not great. Yeah, I don't have a hand that I love coming up for the next turn, but that's okay. All right, so now he's going to attack me. I am not going to defend. So he's going to attack me for 2. Plus 1 again. You notice a 1 triangle in the bottom corner. So that is 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Now, I have an ability called Retaliate 1. And I love how in the starter box heroes, they kind of explain everything. Retaliate 1 means after this character is attacked, deal 1 damage to the attacking character. Guess what, Allie? I knocked Rhino down to 10. Boom! Look at me, look at me, look at me! All right, so go ahead and hit your exclamation point. So deal an encounter card to each player. So we do that first. So go ahead and hit your lookout button.
All right. Where's my button?
Right over here.
I see your arrow. I see your arrow.
So click that once to draw 1. I'm going to draw 1 too. So we deal all the encounter cards out first. And then in player order, starting with Allison, she's going to flip it over. False alarm, treachery. You are confused. If you are already confused, this card gains surge. Okay, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Oops, I discarded mine. Sorry. So, Allie, you were confused. So, we'll take a confused status and put it on Allison. And the great part, again, about all these statuses and things, oops, this one, unfortunately, is sideways when viewed. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm trashing them because I thought you said it was broken.
No, it was just sideways. All right, so the next time this character would thwart, so remember, thwarting is removing threat from the scheme. Instead, you just discard this card. So if Allie never decides to thwart, that card won't do anything. I already got a sneak preview of what mine is, so go ahead and hit your X button over here. Oh, or do it that way. All right, and then, so hero. So when revealed, if you're on your alter ego side, it does one thing, hero side, it's the other. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks. So Rhino is going to attack me again. I'm going to defend this time, because I don't want to go down to like 0 health. So I'm going to defend. I'm sitting at... Well, you know what? I'm not, because I may flip after this turn. All right. It only draws me 1 more card, so maybe I won't. But I'm not going to defend, so I'm going to take 2 damage. Allison, please stop doing that.
Sorry.
All right, so he's attacking me for 2, plus 1 more. So that's 3 more damage to me. 1, 2, 3. I'm down to 5. But he also takes 1. All right. So, and this is just going to be repeated over and over. So and then we pass the first player marker. And that's it for the villain turn. And now we're going to go back to our turn, and I am the first player this turn. Allison. Yep. All right. I am going to I don't usually play this card, but you know what? I don't really have many good things right now, so I'm going to play it. Hero action. Spend a fist resource and discard this card to ready your hero. I don't like it because its cost is way high. I mean, it's a good card, but I'm going to play this.
There's a card that said Vibranium, and he's looking for Vibranium.
I know. Hopefully he doesn't steal my Vibranium. All right, so...
Vibranium. He can steal it.
So I went ahead and I played this card, which gives me +1 to my defense. And you know what? I'm not going to play this card. I'm going to discard it at the end of my turn. So I'm not going to need it. Allison, I have a helicarrier for you, so that's 1 free resource for you to play whatever you want. Oh, I still have to decide what to do with my hero. I'm sorry. I'm going to thwart because you can't to remove that 2 threat from the scheme. All right, so what are you going to play, Al?
Sorry, something in my deck was like sideways. I don't really have much to play, so I'm going to play Maria.
Yep, Maria Hill. So go ahead and spend 2 for her. And actually, I'll give you 1. Why don't you get rid of Make the Call? Because you don't have any allies in your discard pile, do you?
I have 2 get ready, so I can get ready.
Yeah, you could ready her twice, although she doesn't have that much life. So not probably going to use that at all, actually. After she entered play, draw a card. So draw a card, Al.
Alright.
So normally it would cost her 2, but because I used my helicarrier, it only cost her 1. Oh, power of leadership. You know, we're getting not great stuff.
I'm flipping over to Carol Danvers, and I'm going to gain 4 health.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
I'm going to get a card from her special ability, Carol Danvers.
Oh, yep.
And
ooh, this is a good one, too.
Because I'm going to use her generation to get back to 12 health. Or do I go to 13?
You don't go to 13. Your max is 12. So if you see on the bottom of your card it says 12 health, that's the max you can go to. But this card's great.
I'm a ninja.
Alpha Flight Station. And you could also play Cosmic Flight as well. It gives you aerial and lets you prevent 3 damage at some point.
Wait, where are you? I keep losing you.
I'm looking at your deck, Allie. Your hand of cards. So
did you put a heater in this room? Or you just might put me sweater?
No, there's no heater in there, I don't think. Are you warm?
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead. What do you want to play next, babe?
Exhaust Alpha Flight Station. Choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Draw 1 card. Draw 2 cards. So I get to draw 2 cards.
Well, you have to play it first, and it goes in front of you, remember? So pay something. What do you want to pay for it?
Well, we don't need that.
Okay, so go ahead and put that here. And then exhaust it. And then what card do you want to discard? What card are you definitely not using this turn? Probably Make the Call, right? You said you didn't have any allies in your discard? You could discard that. And because she's on Carol Danvers' side, she gets to draw 2 cards. So go ahead and draw 2. Sweet.
Cards.
Oh! You got some.
Yeah,
you can't do it, though. It's a hero action. So unfortunate. Oh, you're going to use that to pay for this?
I'll use it next turn.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you going to put this in play? You can do this. You can do your Cosmic Flight.
Power of leadership? Oh, why would I want to get the aerial trait?
There are some cards that say use aerial for whatever, but look at the bottom part of it. It lets you prevent 3 damage coming into you.
Alright, let's do it!
Alright, so go ahead and put the energy up. And then put that in front of you. So, just anywhere over here. Just fine. With your other upgrades.
Right here.
Okay. So, Allison. Thank you.
I'll just put it right here.
Alright, so, do you want to use Maria Hill this turn? Oh, she's better at thwarting. Never mind.
Yeah, let's make her thwart.
Well, we'll have her thwart next time. I accidentally thwarted. You know what? We can go back on that. Do you want her to be the one to thwart and I'll do 2 damage instead?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and exhaust her.
Reversing time.
I already did it. So go ahead and exhaust her. And you'll notice underneath her thwart, there's a star. That means she takes a damage. So go ahead and put a damage on her. All right. And then we're done. All right. So draw back up to... Oh, are you discarding any of these cards, Al? You
No,
getting rid of the power of leadership, or are you going to keep it?
Huh?
Are you getting rid of the power of leadership, or are you going to keep it?
Double the number of resources this card generates.
When you pay for a blue card, it double it. So instead of 1 resource, it's 2 resources to pay for blue cards.
Yeah, that would be good for this one. I'm gonna keep it.
Well, no, this isn't a blue card. This is one of your. See your picture in the bottom right. So only for leadership cards. In the bottom right, this one says leadership. You'll see, and this one has a picture of Captain Marvel and says Captain Marvel.
Wait, I'm gonna look through my deck and tell me.
No. You only have 50, but or not. Just don't worry about the numbers. We don't have to do math.
Is it like this card?
Yes, like that card. So it would give you double resources for that, which is free anyway. But you have allies that are leadership. You're going to discard it? Okay, so draw 5 cards, and let's move on. All right, so we unexhaust all of our stuff. After you draw 6, or yeah, you draw 2, a hand of 6.
I got the Helicarrier.
Helicarrier, yeah. And you got Spider-Woman. Good thing you got rid of that card because you didn't need it. And you're going to be able to draw a card. So go ahead and unexhaust your stuff. Don't forget to do that. And we're going to add 2 threat to the scheme. We are going to have Rhino attack me. I am going to exhaust to stop that.
Heal yourself.
I don't have healing, Allison. So I'm going to exhaust. Finish the enemy turn. All right, so I am blocking for 2. He attacks for 2. Plus 0, so I take no damage. He takes 1 in return. And I am going to go ahead and use this tenacity card. I'm going to discard my power of protection to use it to go ahead and ready myself. So now I am good to go. All right. And oh, I actually blocked for 3. I'm sorry, because I have armored vest as well. All right, so Allie, he is now going to scheme. Wait, you didn't unexhaust your stuff.
Oh.
All right, he's going to scheme against you. So he's going to scheme for 1 plus whatever he boosts. That's no more, so he schemes for just 1, so it's up to 3 now. And that is that part of the turn. So go ahead and hit your lookout card, please, Allison. Hit this down here again. Or you just took the whole... Because they don't listen. And if they don't listen, it makes it much worse.
Excuse me.
Attached to Rhino. When any amount of damage would be dealt to him, deal it here instead. When there is 5 damage on here, then you discard the suit. So basically, this is like a reservoir 5+ damage that he's going to take on here. So that would happen before it goes to his main damage. Okay, go ahead and flip yours over, Allie.
Alright.
Oh, so you've got a Hydra mercenary in front of you. Now, he attacks for 1. He has 0 scheme, so if you're on your alter ego side, he doesn't do anything. He has 3 hit points. You notice that little 3 there. And he has guard, which means while this minion is engaged with you, you cannot attack the villain. So there are ways to damage the villain. For example, my retaliate would still work, but Allison cannot herself or with any of her allies attack the villain until Hydra mercenary is gone. All right, Allie.
Exactly on the 3.
Yeah, he has 3 life on him. So go ahead, Allie. It's your turn. You're first player. Go ahead and start your player turn.
All right. I'm going to flip. I'm going to do some damage. I'm sorry, she's going to thwart.
Or do you want to save her to block?
No, we're going to thwart because I have another.
Okay, so 2 damage.
We're going to sacrifice her.
She's going to sacrifice herself, getting rid of the scheme. I like it. I like you.
Yeah,
I like you. That's right.
Good
job, Maria Hill.
This of Abyss, but then I noticed like I'm not.
Yeah, no, don't do that. All right, so go ahead and play your cards, baby girl. What are you gonna play?
Oh, I'm gonna use Alpha Flight Station because there is one I don't need.
Oh well, hold on. Do that when you're on your Carol Danvers side, because then you draw 2 cards instead of 1, right?
Alright. So I'll do the Helicarrier.
Helicarrier's pretty good. Do you want to get rid of Crisis?
No, because you're just gonna do it for me.
I mean, maybe.
Alright. Exhausting that, getting 2 cards.
Ooh, another energy channel, and Captain Marvel gets +1 defense and +2 if you have aerial. So remember what you said, what do I want aerial for? Well, now you know. With this, you're up to 3 defense. You defend as good as I do. Except you don't retaliate, but that's okay. It's pretty good.
I don't have any energy right now that's not this one, and I don't need.
Well, you don't have to play it right now. I mean, you don't have to boost it right now. Why don't you see if you want to pay for other stuff first before deciding to put energy on there?
That's free.
I mean, it's not really free, but okay.
We're gonna do a photonic blast with. We're gonna put her out actually.
All right. And what does this say? After Spider-Woman enters play, confuse the villain. So this is good, because when the villain is confused, they will not scheme, even if you're on your alter ego side. And as you pointed out, I should probably be on my alter ego side, healing myself up this turn.
Dad, don't put this annoying card over it. Over this, I want to kill him.
You can't kill him. That's why I put it there, to remind us you can't do any damage to him until we get rid of this. That's why I put it there.
I'm doing 4 damage to it.
With who? Don't forget, you can't do any damage until this mercenary is destroyed.
Well, then I'm killing him with Jessica Drew. Or Spider-Woman.
Okay, so she does 2 damage. So I'll put that.
I'll finish him off with Captain Marvel.
Nice. Good job.
Can I?
Yeah, he goes to the discard pile over here.
A base?
No.
Discard?
No. Discard pile, because we may have to shuffle him back in. And you're all done. All right, so my turn. Let's see.
Wait.
I'm going to get the Avengers Mansion in. So that's 2 resources, 3 resources, and I'm going to exhaust this to make it 4 resources. Oh, no. I'm going to put in Nick Fury. Oops, sorry. So Nick Fury comes into play, and then I get to, when he comes into play, after Nick Fury enters play, choose 1. Remove 2 threat from a scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. Drawing 3 cards sounds great. I'm hoping for a double resource, so I could play Avengers Mansion this turn. And I did not get it, but that's okay, because I'll have Golden City, and I'm probably going to flip over, as we said earlier. Although I now have Nick Fury, which makes him a little bit useless. But because if he's still in play at the end of the round, I have to discard him. Oh, I can use him to block for you. There you go. All right, so he's going to attack for 2. Good old Nick Fury coming in. So Nick Fury is kind of a one-shot, come in, do some stuff, but then he goes away. And then I am going to, as you pointed out, it would probably be much smarter for me to flip and heal. So I'm going to do that. So my recovery stat is 4. So I'm going to go up to 9. And then I am going to discard these 2 cards to put Golden City into play, which then I will exhaust as an alter ego action to draw 2 cards. Which seems pretty good. And then let's see what we're still at. All right. Power protection. After your hero defends against attack, deal damage to the enemy equal to your hero's attack. Well, that would be great, but he's not going to attack me this turn. So when you're on your alter ego side, you can't block. He can't attack you, any of that. All right, so we're done. So I'm going to discard these, but I'm actually going to keep my mansion. You're keeping that photonic blast, Allie? Okay, so go ahead and draw 4 cards then. I'm going to draw 5 because I'm on my alter ego side. So I draw up to 6, you draw up to 5. And let's do this. Have you done your drawing?
Seeing my second latest artwork.
Okay.
Alright, am I first
So
player?
you are first player, yep. So we're going to add 2 threats to the scheme. Then he is going to attack you. I will block with Nick Fury for you. So we'll boost his attack. He does 2 damage plus 2 more. I'm sorry, I can't hear you trying to talk over me. That's 4 damage.
I actually got my cards. I did not see them. I will shuffle them back.
All right. So I blocked with Nick Fury. He took all of that damage, so that was boosted by 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Nick Fury only had 2 life left, but it doesn't matter. That damage doesn't splash over unless they have a specific ability called Overkill that says it would. So Nick Fury, thank you for coming in, taking all that damage. Now, he would normally thwart against me, or scheme against me, adding threat to the main scheme, but he's confused. He's a big goofball Rhino, so he does nothing. So go ahead and hit your lookout button now.
Wait, can I throw it into the abyss?
Yes, you can. Exclamation point. We don't want this to be a 4-hour playthrough.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and flip your card over. Do what it says.
It froze.
Okay, well, I'll flip it over for you. Attached to Rhino, force interrupt. When he attacks, the attack gains overkill. So remember we just talked about overkill. Blocking doesn't do very much against this. And so it even says right under, excess damage to an ally form attack is dealt to the ally's controller. At the end of this attack, discard charge. So he's going to do +3 attack, if you notice that +3. Oh my goodness, on his next attack, and it gets overkill, so you can't even really block it very well. All right, so I'm going to do this. So this is what's called a side scheme. Do you want to read this, Allie? Why don't you read this card?
But I just want to say something. The video froze.
You going to read it?
Yeah, sorry. Panic civilians crowd the area. It's difficult to confront Rhino without putting them at risk. Get the people to see the crisis icon.
All right, so there's a bunch of crowd around, so we cannot deal with this main scheme until we deal with this side scheme. That's what this exclamation mark says, and again, because it's part of the initial set, it tells you what crisis icon does right on the card. While this scheme is in play, you cannot remove threat. And then if you look at the bottom middle of this card, it says 2 per player. That's how much threat starts on this, so we will have to thwart this before we're allowed to take any threat off of the main scheme. All right, so that was mine, and now I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to go first. Let's do this. Oh, I got energy daggers, so I got another one of my things. But before I do anything, I'm going to do Golden City to draw 2 cards, because that seems like a good idea. Oh, Allie, you got to draw your 4 cards, babe.
I did.
Ancestral Knowledge. So this lets you put cards back into... So for 1, I can do that. And I actually think I'm going to do that. All right, so for 1, I'm going to do Ancestral Knowledge. That lets me put 3 cards back into my deck. So I'm going to search my deck, and I'm going to put back in a Wakanda Forever for sure. I'm going to put back in, and they have to be different, Vibranium. And then Luke Cage is pretty good, but I thought there was another one I had in mind. I cannot put 2 Wakanda Forevers, unfortunately. I can't put 2 of the same. Oh, Nick Fury. That's who I'll put back in. All right. So I will shuffle those back in. And good to go. All right. So that was that. Now I can pay 2. So I'm going to pay 1, 2 to put in these daggers. And then I'm going to pay 2 allies, 1, 2 to put in my Vibranium suit. So now I have all 4 of my upgrades. So when I do a Wakanda Forever, I will literally do all 4 things. I'm going to keep that Avengers Mansion in my hand. Allie, do you have a preference for what you want me to go after? I see you drawing pictures up top there. Do you do you want?
I don't have a preference.
Okay. I'm gonna remove 2 threat. Can you remove 2 threat from this so we can get rid of it?
Yeah, I'll remove 2 threat.
Okay, so I'm going and done my turn. Now it's your turn.
Alright, adios, Latino, adios.
Okay.
To the oblivion, that was my job.
Oh, I'm sorry, Allie. All right, so you're done with that? What? You still got other stuff to do. What do you want to do? You going to save Spider-Woman to take an attack for you? We call that chump blocking in this game, meaning she takes all the damage. She only has 1 life left. Now, with overkill, it's not great, but I am first player, so I'm going to be taking the first attack, so she doesn't have to worry about that. Allie would take no damage if she saved Spider-Woman to defend for her. Or she could use it for 2 thwart or 2 attack. Oh, what are you doing with her? Whoa, whoa. What are you doing with her, Allison?
I am attacking.
Okay. It doesn't go away yet. Nope, that puts it to 4. It needs at least 5 damage before it'll go away. So when it gets 5 or more, then it'll be removed, but we're not quite there yet. So what are you going to do with the stuff from your hand? Oh, you want to do a big attack and you can't.
What do I got? One Photonic Blast.
Well, if you're going to do that, Allie, don't forget, he's got 1 more on this thing here. So you may want to poke it first with like your energy channel to get rid of it.
Yeah, fine. I'm 2 damage with this.
Okay. So it's, this thing can get up to 10 damage, which is great, but right now, because he's got this card on him, she pokes it for 2 to get rid of it.
So
and
5 damage to him.
So now you're doing your Photonic Blast for 5. Yep, gets him down to 1. Good job. Go ahead and discard that now that you've done it. What did you do to pay for it?
I paid.
Oh, your triple resource there? Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And then I can do another Photonic.
Don't type. All right, Allie. Don't forget you've got this, so you can delete or discard one of your cards if you want to draw a new one, if you want to do that. Okay, so exhaust it, draw a new one. Maybe you get a double resource. Let's do it. Boom! There it is! Now, hold on. There is a choice here, though, because he only has 1 life left. No choice. You're Photonic Blasting him for 5 into the next galaxy. So, he only needed 1 damage, but instead, we smacked him for way more. So, his second form, instead of doing 2 damage like he did in his first form, he's up to 3 damage. And when revealed, search the encounter deck for break in and take inside scheme, reveal it, and put it in.
Can I search it?
Allie, I just please. All right, so this one, when revealed, place an additional threat here per player. Sorry, guys. I'm probably going to delete this stream. Up with her for now, but it's okay. Learning lesson for everybody. All right, so go ahead and unexhaust everything and draw your hand back up. Allison, don't worry about me. You draw your hand back up and unexhaust your stuff. So we draw back up to 5. All right, and then we're going to add 2 threat to the scheme. Now, unfortunately, we got this new breaking and taking. Rhino is breaking things and taking them. So it's a hazard. You see the +1 card symbol on it, which means we deal 1 additional counter card during the villain phase. And because I'm the first player, I'm going to get that. So we need to get rid of that ASAP. All right, he's going to attack me for a whole lot. And when I say a whole lot, I mean a whole lot, unfortunately. Gosh, and I still don't have... Oh, I do have 1 Wakanda Forever, finally. Oh, my goodness. I do have First Aid, too, to heal some damage. Okay, so I am going to block for sure. My defense is 3 because I have 2 inherently. I got 1 more from the Armored Vest, so that's 3. He's going to attack me for 3, plus 3, which is 6, plus his boost of 2 more. So that would be 8 damage minus my 3 defense. So that would be 5 damage. So I'm down to 4 life, which is not great. Not great at all. Hopefully nothing bad. But then this card goes away forever. All right. Allie, you are now getting attacked for 3. I assume you're not defending?
No.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and take 3 plus 2 more. So that is 5 damage right to your face. Did you
Heal
remove
yourself.
it? Allie, don't worry. All right, so unfortunately, I got to draw an extra threat card. We're in the deal encounter card, so I got to take an extra encounter card. Allie, why don't you hit your lookout so you take your 1 encounter card? And I have to deal with 2 because of this side scheme, breaking and taking here. First one says, the villain schemes. Okay, so he's going to scheme for 1 plus a boost card. Always boost when it's the villain attacking or scheming. So that would be a total of 3 on the main scheme. Oh, so when this gets to 14, we lose as a reminder. And then I got a guard in front of me. That's all right. That of all the things that could have been there, I'm okay with that one. Go ahead, Allie. Why don't you flip yours to see what happens?
All right.
Rhino attacks you. If your character is damaged by this attack, your character is stunned. Oof. And there's not much you can do about it, so... I mean, you could block for 1, but that's not going to do a whole lot. So he attacks for 3, plus another 0. That worked out, so just 3.
I'm gonna have to heal.
Yes, I think you are going to have to heal for sure. Yeah. Okay, right. So let's go to you, our first player.
I think the screen for it.
This is actually pretty good right now because it removes 2 threat from a scheme. Then, if you have the aerial trait, you don't. Oh, you do have aerial because of this.
Yeah.
You could have discarded this to prevent 3 damage. It's fine that you didn't because we can do that later, but this is great. You can remove 2 threat from 2 different schemes with that card.
Right.
So that costs you 2. Yeah, you got some pretty expensive cards.
I'm a cheap person. Alright, so...
So you get to remove two
does it
from
have
each
to
of
be
those.
two different? Oh, hold on. I put it out. Does
Yes.
it have to be two different?
Yep. I believe so. Let's read it.
Yeah.
Remove. If you have arrow trait, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. Yep. Gotta be a different one. Okay, so what are you gonna do with your hero? Or unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're gonna be able to play any of that stuff. I mean, you could do this to give us. If I give you helicarrier, let's see. Am I gonna have extra resources? No, I'm not gonna have extra resources, unfortunately.
It's okay. I will end my turn here.
Well, what are you gonna do with your hero? You can either attack to get rid of your stunned. You can thwart to remove 2 threat from either this, or you can flip over and heal yourself. Okay. Breaking and taken, gone. Yeah, I'll let you throw it away. All right, so I'm going to take my turn while Allison's doing that. All right, so I'm going to use my helicarrier for 1 resource, vibranium for 2 more, and then I will use my haymaker for my 4th resource to put out Avengers Mansion. Love me some Avengers Mansion. Then I'm going to play this to draw a card. Ooh, I got a second Wakanda Forever. All right, I was planning on doing first aid, but instead I'm going to use the first aid to pay for one of the Wakanda Forevers, and I'm going to keep the second one in my hand. So I'm going to do 1 Wakanda Forever, which lets me do everything in the line here. All right. So I am going to start out with remove 1 threat from a scheme. All right, so I will start with that. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. All right, so I've done that. Now it doesn't exhaust, but I'll just move it up here to remember that I've already done it. All right, choose a player. Deal 1 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with that player. Now this says I can't attack the boss, but I still can do this. So go ahead and put 1 damage on Rhino if you would, please, Allie. And actually, he should have 1 more damage for when he attacked me as well, because I have retaliate. So put 2 on him. Thank you. And then I'm going to use these claws, which deal 2 damage to an enemy. So that is considered an attack. You see attack next to it. So, but that's okay, because I'm going to do it to that. Here, Allie, do you want to throw this away? All right, so I did that, and then this is what my favorite card he has. Vibranium Suit. Move 1 damage from your hero to an enemy. 2 damage instead if it's the final step of the sequence. Well, this is the final step of the sequence, so I'm going to heal 2. Boom, boom. And I'm going to put those 2 damage right on Rhino. Done. And remember, if I had multiple... Oh, it's right here, babe. If I had multiple Wakanda Forevers, I could do that multiple times in a turn.
I can't hear you. Give it a second.
All right. Well, Allie can't hear me, but we're going to go ahead and continue moving on.
Sorry,
we're going to unexhaust everything for both of us. We are going to have us draw up to our hand size. I am not going to discard that Wakanda Forever. My hand size is 5 on this side, so I'm going to draw 4 more cards. Going to have Allie draw her cards. And then I am going to add 2 threat to the scheme. We're up to 7. And then Allie is going to get attacked by the villain. Allie, go ahead and draw your cards up, please. Ooh, I have 3 Wakanda Forevers in my hand. Next turn is going to be really good. Allie, can you hear me? Do you want to discard these cards? Either or both of them? All right, and then go ahead and draw your 5 cards. Oh, so something just happened. Allie ran out of cards. So when that happens, you take your deck, you flip it over, you reshuffle it right away, and you take an extra encounter card this turn. So you just draw it now, because there's a step during the villain phase where you resolve these. So don't look at it now, but you will have an extra encounter card this turn. All right, so Allie, he is attacking you. Are you just going to let it go and use your Cosmic Flight to prevent 3 of it?
Yeah.
All right, so 3 damage plus whatever this is, 2 more. So you can discard this Cosmic Flight to only take 2 damage if you want. Now, I could have blocked for her, but I'm a little worried about drawing bad boost cards, so I didn't. But I certainly will block for her if I need to in a second. Oh.
I can heal. So.
Yeah. All right. Oh, don't. Yeah, because your special power is you can discard something with a lightning bolt to draw a card. So you replace the card you just played, and you heal one.
Can I first again?
Well, no, you're not going to be first, but let me have him attack me. I am. Oh gosh, I guess I'm not going to defend. I kind of have to though. I guess. Yeah, so I played this a little wrong maybe, but all right, because if I draw a 3, we just lose immediately. All right, so that's 5 damage he's going to do. I block 3 of it, so that's 2 I take. And he takes 1 for my retaliate, and we are really praying here that he does not get any events that make him attack. So go ahead, Allie. Flip your one card.
Like one hero we fail?
Nope. If we lose 1, the other one gets to keep playing. But go ahead and draw here, or look at here. All right, I'll flip it for you. Oh, the villain attacks you. So I guess you should have flipped over, unfortunately. I mean, you can defend for 1, but either way, you're going to be defeated by this attack. Unfortunately, that is no more. So you're going to just take 3 damage. You're down to 0, but that's okay. Let's see if we can defeat him anyway. I don't know what happens to this card. Maybe it shifts to me. I don't know. That's a really good question that I will look up. But we'll just pretend it goes in front of me. All right. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place a threat on the main scheme. Yeah, I'll put 1 threat on the main scheme. Let's hope he doesn't attack. When revealed, give Ryan a tough status card. All right. So, Allie, can you be my moving stuff around and doing stuff person while we're finish out this round? So, as you see, there is some ways of doing player elimination, but it won't last for long, hopefully. So, I'm going to draw a card with my Avengers Mansion. It is Nick Fury. Oh, I am not going to be able to afford Nick Fury. Well, let's see. 2, 3, 4. I could. Oh, yes, I will. All right. So 2, 3, 4 to play Nick Fury. And when I do that, I'm going to use him to have me draw 3 cards. Now, I only drew 2, so I am going to have to take an extra encounter card as well. So let's draw one of those. But I do still get to draw all my cards up. Shuri's really good because she lets you search your deck for an upgrade and add it to your hand, but I already got all my upgrades. So at this point, I don't necessarily need her. I got first aid and all that. But I'm just going to 3 times Wakanda Forever. So I'm going to use Vibranium, Shuri, and first aid to play for Wakanda Forevers. Let's start with the first one. All right, first thing I do is remove a threat from a scheme. Then I do 1 damage. So this guy only has... to myself and everybody engaged with me. So, Allie, you want to put a 1 damage counter on him? And I'm going to take this tough off. Then I get to do 2 damage from my Panther Claws. So that's 2. And then I'm going to use my... Don't forget... Oh, thank you for doing that, Allison. My Vibranium Suit to move 2 damage from myself. So I'm back up to 6. Over to Rhino. And then guess what? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use Shuri to pay for another Wakanda Forever. And I'm going to do the same thing. So go ahead and destroy the Hydra Bomber and put 1 more damage over here. And then I am going to remove a threat from the scheme. And then I am going to add 2 more damage to him. And then I am going to heal myself 2 to put 2 onto him. And guess what? 3rd time. I told you could do it 3 or 4 times in a round. That's the 3rd time. 3rd time's a charm. All right, so do 1 damage to him. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. I'm going to do it in the... Oh, no, I am going to do it in that order. I'm going to do 2 damage and then remove 2 of my health and put it on him. And that heals me 2. And guess what? Nick Fury's also going to attack for 2 more damage. 1, 2. Oops. Down to 9 life, Allie. You think we got him?
Yeah, we got him.
We got him? All right.
So got him.
Okay. Oops, I should not have drawn that yet. So, Allie, can you go ahead and put the 2 threat on the scheme? Because we're still in a 2-player game. So we still put 2 threat on the scheme. I am going to draw my 5 cards, hoping for Wakanda Forever. I got 1 of them. That's something. All right, did you put the 2 threat on the scheme?
Yes, I did.
Oh, nice. Now boost him. He's attacking me. I'm going to block with Fury. So he's doing 3 damage plus the boost. What's the boost? You with me, girl?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Can you hit the boost card?
Where the boost card?
Right here.
Wait, I lost it.
Flip
I'm
it
sorry,
over.
this is too fast.
Flip it over. All right, so it's 2 more damage. Now, you'll see for this, it's like upside down or in a weird spot, but you'll see it's on the left side there, the 2 icons. So it's 2 plus the 3, so that's 5 damage that Nick Fury would take, but remember, Nick Fury gets discarded at the end of the round anyway, so it doesn't matter. Nick Fury doesn't mind. So I got a second card. Let's see. First one, when revealed, you're confused. If you're already confused, I don't mind being confused. I just won't remove any threat from the scheme. Or when I do, actually, if you look at this action here, it's a special thwart. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. That will actually get rid of the confusion rather than doing a normal thwart. So because it says special thwart, that will do it that way. All right, so that one's gone. Let's do the other one. Oh no. Shadows of the Past. All right, so this is one of the coolest things about Marvel Champions. If you're going to like it or hate it, it's going to be probably partially because of this. All right, when revealed, reveal your set aside Nemesis minion and put your in play engage with you. Reveal your set aside Nemesis side scheme and put it in play. Shuffle the rest of your set aside Nemesis encounters. So this is basically your arch enemy coming into this thing. You're just sitting here trying to take out Rhino, stop him from doing this, but then your Nemesis comes into play. That is not my nemesis. My nemesis is Killmonger. You may have remembered him from the Black Panther movie. He cannot take damage from Black Panther upgrade, so I can't Wakanda Forever for him. So he has 5. He does 2 damage, and he schemes for 2. And then we also put this into play. And we shuffle his bad cards into the deck as well. All right, so it's 3 per player, so we're going to put 6 on there because this is a 2-player game. So we still pretend to allies in as far as how difficult things are, but not so. The Renegade Killmonger is leading a coup to seize Wakanda. So while we're sitting here taking care of Rhino, Killmonger's sitting here doing that. So we're gonna have to draw an extra encounter card every turn as long as he's around. But guess what? Rhino's at 9 life. I think I'm gonna ignore Killmonger and just go straight up Rhino hunting.
Is there a tough card over here?
What was that?
There's a tough card over here.
What's where? Yeah, that's okay. You can just leave it there. It's not really there. We know that. All right, so I am going to play Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Mockingbird. Yes. Mock. Yeah. Ing. Yeah. Bird. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to spend this resource and 2 other resources to put Mockingbird into play because I love her. So after Mockingbird enters play, stun an enemy. So go ahead and take a stun and put it on Rhino. That means, Rhino, you ain't attacking me. You got it, Al? And then I am going to, I'd love to play my med team, but I'd much rather Wakanda Forever. So let's Wakanda Forever. So first thing I'll do is get rid of Confused with the thwart part of that. That would remove 1 threat from the scheme, but we're not going to worry about that. All right. So then I'm going to do it in a little different way this time. So I'm going to do 1 damage to everybody engaged with me, which wouldn't work on Killmonger. So it's just 1 to Rhino. And then I'm going to move only 1 damage counter instead of 2 from myself. Oops. Over to him. And that is because if you look at these Black Panther calls, deal 2 damage or 4 instead if it's the final step of the sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 3 life. Guess what? Black Panther attacks 4-2. And guess who's killing them? Mock. Yeah. Ing. Yeah. Bird. Yeah. 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 And that's it. That's how you do it.
And that's how you... Wait, can I do it?
Yeah. Go ahead. Do it. And that is how you get rid of Rhino for good.
My beautiful drawings!
All gone. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our playthrough of Marvel Champions, and we will see you very soon where we will play through something else again. If you have any questions about Marvel Champions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, also let me know about it. That way I'll know to make more stuff like this. Let me know if you want Allison back again, and we will go from here. But thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Bye!